How long do you suppose it's going to take to get him to understand fully what you mean when you say a two-door igloo? Do you think you could explain it to him in 10 minutes? Do you think you're going to have to take him out on an icy cold day and show him what frozen water means? Because they don't know about refrigerators. He's never seen this frozen water. He's never seen this white stuff come from the sky. He has no brain cells. He has no content for what you're talking about. Though you and I think in offhanded terms of two-door igloo. How are we able to do that? We are only able to do that because we have this complexity of content in our brain cell structure. And so when we look at that two-door igloo, we take the content of our minds and we project that content into our brain's image of the igloo. But is the igloo out there? That's just lines on a board. Where is the igloo in this experience? It's strictly in the brain cells of the person who's looking at the framework. Now, once you recognize that, you have a deep insight into relationships. Because, you know, when you look at somebody and you have a classification for them that holds a lot of complexity about their, you know, what kind of things might be issues in relationships. They're cold, they're hard-hearted, they're angry, they're manipulative, they pick on me, and on and on and on and on and on. In order to have that kind of complex reality show up in your mind about another person, do you suppose that perhaps that other person is just a framework that resonates content in you that you then put into your brain's image of them? And you might remember in Romans 2, and if you go back into the ancient Aramaic teachings, those teachings were simply about how life works, how our human organism works, how our minds work, how the health process of this human physiological system works, and how the world works. You might remember in Romans 2 they said, "Beware you who judge another, for that in which you judge another, you have been guilty of practicing." You know, I only need to listen to your conversation for 2 minutes about somebody that you're upset with, and I know a lot about the content of your mind. And you may not know that you're telling your life story as you spill about somebody else, or what you think is somebody else. And when you go into interaction with someone, what happens is that your content, where you are able to open and allow yourself to look at it, comes forward, but the mind does an interesting trick. It takes your content and it makes it look like it's about somebody else. So when we have a conflicting situation in a relationship, here's what we have. We have person one with problem one. Problem one comes from the mind of person one and is the content of person one, but it is projected into the brain's image of person two. So person one is sure that person two is responsible for their content. And they lie to themselves because they have no clue that what they're feeling is what's happening inside of them.